Right, let's push this statue across this other side of the room and put it in position. You want to make sure that you don't push it too far to the left, because Leon's actually got to get behind it. There you go, I've just managed to do that. If I'd have pushed it anymore, I wouldn't have been able to do that, and I would have had to leave the room and come back and reset that statue and push it all the way back, and that's kind of what you want to avoid, particularly if you're in a hurry. Once you've done that, check it out. The red jewel drops, and you want to grab it at this point. Now the statue is also holding another gift. If you go behind it and you press X about here, we can get some more handgun bullets. And who doesn't love extra handgun bullets? And I just love the fact that you can do this at certain points in the game and just get ammunition. It's kind of like the game rewarding you. Fantastic. Right, once through this door, we're going to take out some more zombie cops because we need to kind of clear this corridor out. You can see the S.T.A.R.S office there. We will be going there in just a wee minute, so let me just knock these cops out. Leon's former workmates whom he's never met. He's dropping his cop buddies here like no one's business. I think there's only 3 in this area. For some reason I keep thinking there's 4. But anyway, yeah, I think there's only 3. Oh, hello, he's getting up again. Let's shoot him. Boom, there we go. Good. Right. Pop into the S.T.A.R.S office now, because there's a few things we can pick up. If you go over here, check it out, you can get the shotgun. Now the shotgun will make things significantly easier for Leon, and will take down some of those tougher baddies and zombie patterns as well. Absolutely crucial. Go to Chris's desk, pick up his diary, and we have to scroll through a load of text, really. I'm not a huge fan of the text and files and the story. I mean, yeah, I do love the story, but the files and everything, picking them up is just too time consuming.
Leon!
It's good to see you're still among the living. It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all. There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Okay, now that that's done,
Right.
let us head over here and
last thing.
do the same trick.
Here's a
Press
riddle.
X and we've
Take
got
it.
more handgun bullets. We'll leave Claire to her.
That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
Okay, so with that being done, the conversation's over. Let's go over here and pick up some handgun bullets. More handgun bullets. Absolutely amazing. Right, pop out of the door. Right, we need to go and use the unicorn medal. We need to put the medal in the fountain in the lobby. The reason being, we need to get the spade key, which will give us 2 things. One, it will give us access to the crank, which we only use once, to help us create a shortcut for later on in the game. And 2, it allows us to get to the upper echelons of the RCPD. Very, very essential, because we can't get anywhere without it, I don't think. Anyway, let's do this. And one thing I do love about this game is, like, if you've never played it before, it's amazing how much Capcom have packed in. There's all kinds of little additional extras you can do. And, like, as I said, things that you do on the A scenario affect the B scenario and vice versa. It's incredibly cool. So you could spend a lot of time on this game and still not find everything. This bit always annoys me because I can never get through this bit. The zombies just always grab me. Now, they won't damage you. You won't take any damage if they grab you. But on the B scenario, I believe they break through and they're kind of there anyway. So they kind of find a way through. Very strange. Pop through the door now anyway. And we're in the area with the liquor now. You guys know how I feel about the liquor. The liquor is a literal bugger. Its attacks are random. I've seen like speedrunners and stuff dodge them, and I've seen guys like just walk slowly or not at all, and the liquor's not be able to find them. But whenever I do that, the liquor just finds me anyway. So I think it's just one of those things. The liquor will just suddenly jump up and just swipe you randomly. Sometimes it's done it like 3 times in a row, so you kind of don't want to hang about when that happens. Right, we are here at the fountain. Once at the fountain, use the unicorn medal, and this will give us the key that we need, the first key of the game. So once again, it's definitely, it's got a theme, it's got a card theme, basically. Just like the plugs have a chest theme, the keys have a card theme. So let's pop in here. So it's like we've got to go back to go forward. It's ridiculous. Craziness. But anyway, it's just the way that it is, unfortunately. It'll be interesting to know if I can get by without the spade key, but I don't think I can. It is essential. I was thinking maybe I wouldn't be able to use it, but no, we have to, unfortunately, to get in here. Again, I'm very confused as to why they decided to give you the crank, because you only use it once, and Leon's got the valve handle, and he uses the valve handle, which basically does the same thing as the crank, but you can't use the valve handle on the crank puzzle. So yeah, it's very confusing, and I find the crank probably the most least interesting object in the game, because I think because you only use it once, it's like easily forgettable. And it's not that it's a bad idea, it's just if I was to use it more than once, it would be memorable, but it's one of those things I'm always going to miss, which is why I always pick it up first, because I'm going to forget otherwise. Again, because I've got the valve handle, that's why I forget about the crank, because the valve handle, again, pretty much does what the crank does. Oh my god. It's so confusing. Anyway, we're going to get the shotgun out now, and we're going to access the upper area of the Raccoon City Police Department and take out some zombies. So let's do this. Let's kick some zombie tail. And just like the handgun, you don't want to waste your shotgun blast. So by all means take out your enemies, but you kind of got to be smart about it. Although there are ammo caches dotted around the game, you need to manage your ammunition very, very carefully. As I said, it's always best to have more ammo than you need, even at the end of the game. And same with herbs as well, you always kind of need more than you need, although that's easier said than done, particularly on the B scenario. I've always found that I only have enough to get by, just about. I've never been able to get an advantage on that, even though I think I've got enough. But anyway, check it out. We go into this room, and now the key will be discarded. Don't worry about that, it just means we won't have to use it again. It will give you the option. Why doesn't it just say this key is no longer needed? Why give you the option if you've used it? Why would you want to keep it? Weird. Anyway, this is what I was talking about being smart with your ammo. Check it out. Look at what we can do with the shotgun. Now with 2 shots, I can basically take the whole heads off. There you go. Now if I'd have just blasted them normally, I may have wasted like more shots than I'd need to. If you shoot the heads off zombies, then they die instantly, and that's pretty cool. So if you go kind of here, and once again, look at this. We kneel down, we've got more bullets. This is incredible. What a great run I'm having. Probably one of the best runs I've had in a long time. Right, so we're heading on to the library part now, where we are going to dump the crank and do a shelf puzzle. And this shelf puzzle is very, very easy. It will allow us to get one of 4 plugs that Leon needs to get into the sewers. But first, let's drop off that crank. I'll try not to blind you too much with science. I don't want to kind of give the game away and like bog you down with details. Those who have played Resident Evil 2 before know what I'm talking about, but if you've never played this game before, I don't want to kind of spoil it and confuse you. So I just want to let things unfold as they do, even though I'm really, really eager to sort of talk about this game because I love it so much. It's just the game I play like every Saturday. Do you know, that's why I miss being a teenager. No responsibilities, you know, Saturday gaming every single day. I play this every Saturday night on weekends, basically all the time. Absolutely amazing. it really had a strange effect on me, this game. You know, I think it kind of got me into wanting to do Let's Plays later on, you know, and kind of start YouTube, because I realised as I was playing it, about 3 years ago, I thought, you know what, I'd love to do a Let's Play of this game and talk about it. If I had YouTube when I was a teenager, I would be in my element. I absolutely think it's one of the best mediums around. You know, you can kind of make a video about anything, and you can share knowledge and education. It's absolutely fantastic, and I just love the retro gaming community. There's some really nice people on there as well, and we all kind of have the same sort of memories of playing old games and things. It's so cool. I used to go around to my friend's house as well, and he had a S.T.A.R.S, and it's basically I just go around just to play on his S.T.A.R.S, and we play on that like all day. Like Pilot Wings, Mario Kart, we do Turtles in Time. Oh man, happy days. Alright, anyway, I'm not even talking about this game. What's going on? I've got the first plug, the Bishop plug. So there's only 3 more plugs to collect. They're all easy to get. 2 of them I think require keys possibly, and let me think, the other 2 you just got to do simple puzzles. In fact, we can pick up the 2. I think the 2 ones we pick up later on. Yeah, we pick up the next one in a bit, and then the other 2 are a little bit later on, I think. It's really weird how this game works, because you can kind of, although there is kind of a set way of doing things, you don't have to stick to that way. Like, this is just the way that I do it. I'm sure that there are faster ways, and I want to kind of run this game a few times and just see if I can get a bit faster at it. I'm not a speedrunner, but I think my best time ever was probably 90 minutes, but that was when I was a kid and when I was a bit more adept at the game. I think the most I've ever done is, I think 1:46 is probably my best time at the moment. I need to get that down, and that's down from like 1:50. As I said, I started running this game a few days ago, and I went from 1:50 to 1:48 and then 1:46, so I think 1:46 is probably accurate, possibly. But if you're going for an A rank, as long as it's under 3 hours, again, don't use any first aid sprays or special weapons. Now, I don't think I've been very clear about special weapons. When I've said special weapons, it means any sort of submachine guns or rocket launchers or things like that. The weapons that the game kind of provides, such as shotgun parts and magnum parts, and magnums and shotguns don't count, basically. You can use them to your heart's content, but it's any percentage based weapon. Like, you pick up the machine gun and it'll have a percentage gauge from 100 to 0, so you use it instantly and it will downgrade you, and you can only ever get a B. So in order to get an A, it's no special weapons. Now, on the B scenario, I don't want to spoil it, but unless the game gives you, by that means gives you an item that's only necessary to kill a boss and nothing else will do it, then it's fine to do it. It's fine to use that. But as I said, if you just pick one up and use it on zombies, then no, can't do it. It's weird how this game works. Anyway, take out this zombie who's on fire. Just make sure he's dead. Yeah, I think he's dead. Right, we need to go down to the office, because we need some herbs and shotgun shells. As I said, I've got to the point where I can go through Leon's scenario and have lots of shells for the last section of the game. So it's kind of like I've got a strategy. There's certain things that I do. As I said, there's probably better strategies out there, but I kind of use the magnum on the bosses, and I save my shotgun for the final part of the game with the enemies there. I do use my shotgun sort of occasionally at the sort of round here, sort of the police station, only when I get a little bit kind of hemmed in and I can't get away. As I said, these zombies are just very difficult to deal with, and sometimes, you know, just blasting them just to get them out of the way is necessary, because you don't want to take too much damage. Now, this game is not unfair. It is challenging, and even though I get frustrated with it, it gives you plenty of opportunities to pick up weapons and herbs. So it's up to you, the player, to kind of manage them as best as you can. So let's pop here. Now pop in the office, and there's one of Leon's work colleagues waiting for him, so just shoot him down. Go over here, turn around, shoot this Johnny come lately down. Oh good, he's dead. There you go, that's handy. Now the combination for the safe is 2, 2, 3, 6, and that's the same across the board for both Leon and Claire on both scenarios. Open it up and you'll get some goodies. So we've got shotgun shells for Leon. There's a map there. You're not really going to need a map because this game is pretty simple. It's very linear, very sandbox, so you will always kind of know where to go. Oh, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's never happened to me before. I got this copy of Resident Evil 2 and like, oh my god. It's an actual PS1 copy and I've never had problems like this on my whole copy. It just seems to be, this copy is like, it seems to me that they've ironed out all the bugs or something because I was able to get by a lot easier in my copy. Very strange. Anyway, kneel down here and we can get 2 green herbs. So we're going to combine more herbs and I'm going to use one because that bastard bit me. There you go. Now next order of business is we need to go get the valve handle. Oh, need to quickly move because that cop's suddenly become a bit antsy. We need to go back this way and pop through this door. So once you do this game enough, you'll know exactly where to go. It's just like anything, it's just practice at the end of the day. And I kind of prefer this game to the first Resident Evil. The first Resident Evil is cool, but for me it's a little bit too puzzle heavy and I would say more confusing than this. This is a lot easier on the player and basically doesn't expect too much in terms of its puzzles. It does up the challenge significantly, but it's more of a free kind of action 90s vibe going about it, like compared to the wooden acting of the first Resident Evil. But as I said, the first Resident Evil is an absolute classic. It is a really good game, but it's just, I don't know, it's not really the game that got me into the series. It was this game really. First time I played this, me and this game just clicked. I mean, like, something about it, like being there those Saturday nights with a cup of tea, you know, there'd be a film on later, like at midnight, and I'd be like, right, I'm gonna complete Resident Evil 2, then go watch the film and grab a sandwich, you know, little things like that. That's kind of my memories of this game. It's brought me lots of happiness over the years, and it's a game I like to play every now and again, which is why I kind of want to do more Resident Evil 2 runs, just because I love this game so much. In fact, I would go on record, and I have said this in the past, that Donkey Kong Land 2 for Game Boy is, in my opinion, the greatest the greatest game I've ever played. This is definitely on the list, though. It's just as good as far as I'm concerned, even though they're two totally different things, you know. I think those are the games I probably played the most as a kid. As I said, it took us quite a while to build up a library of games, particularly for the PlayStation. We did briefly own a Sega Saturn. I don't know what happened to it, but we played like Virtual Cop and stuff, and it was so cool to actually have the PlayStation and the Saturn. So you kind of got the best of both worlds in a way. Oh my god, did you see that? Just managed to escape from the guy there. Would have been brown bread, but luckily I was able to pull that off. And it's like I never had problems with those zombies before, but here, no way. Right, we're going to use the valve handle now. We're going to pull out the fire. Now, the main purpose for this is it will allow us to get into a room down below, and this chopper's conveniently crashed into a water tower. And again, conveniently, you just use the valve handle and it'll pull out the fire. It's like it was just meant to be, wasn't it? It's like the water just puts the fire out completely. You can't get better than that. And there we go. So with that being done, turn around and let's go inspect the wreckage, because we've got, you guessed it, more handgun bullets. Oh, I love it. Absolutely friggin' love it. We're doing so well now. And then pop through the door, and we're going to head on and use the red jewels.